Yeah, but you tore that out of the Bible.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, no, I mean, you should apologize to the book. That's a destruction of a book.
Oh, I'm so bad. I'm
You know, it's
sorry.
sort of like if you, honestly, if you were to tear anything out of the book, when we're in law school and people were super competitive and you were doing your research, sometimes people would hide a book, file the book somewhere else, or take pages out of a book.
I'm so sorry.
Apologize to the book.
I'm sorry, God.
Welcome to the bench of justice.
All right, the court is calling 2022. Everyone, we're on the record. Please lower your voices. Court is calling 2022 CR 6807, State of Texas versus Joey Lee Lissy. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
All
And are you Mr. Lissy?
Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea on August 16th to count 2. The state waived count 1, and they also, you pled true to the each enhancement paragraph. You applied for probation. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court found you guilty. Both parties had a chance to review the PSI report.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, state?
None from the state.
Any objections, defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state, do you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, Judge.
Defense, do you have any witnesses?
Just by way of allocution, my client would like to address the court. I don't know if this court, are you to call him to testify, or if he could just.
Oh, he'll have to raise his hand. All right, Mr. Lissy, could you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Ma'am, I brought Psalms 91 with you, so.
I'm sorry?
I said I brought Psalms 91 with me too, so.
All right, and what is Psalms 91? Now, here's the thing. Number one,
Sorry.
you brought Psalms 91,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's not something that you've written, which means you've torn that out of the Bible.
But I got it, I'm gonna take it back to the normal.
Yeah, but you tore that out of the Bible.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, no, I mean, you should apologize to the book. That's a destruction of a book.
Oh, I'm so bad. I'm
You know,
sorry.
it's sort of like if you, honestly, if you were to tear anything out of the book, when we're in law school and people were super competitive and you were doing your research, sometimes people would hide a book, file the book somewhere else, or take pages out of a book.
I'm so sorry.
Apologize to the book.
I'm sorry, God. I mean.
You know, when I
When
started school, and my grandmother, my mom always tell me, you know, you take a book and when you open the book, don't break the spine, and you go to the corner of the top of the page and you turn from that corner, but you don't tear pages out of the book, because now guess what? If somebody's looking for that psalm, they don't have it.
I got it back there, but you wouldn't let me bring the whole book. And so I brought it with me because I can't remember that much, you know, I can't remember the whole thing. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And it's
Okay.
sorry.
Now you know.
Thank you so much.
All right, so what would you like to say to the court?
Well, I'm sorry I'm sorry for picking up this person's ID that I took, and I'm sorry that we did the stuff that we used it to get a motel room. I'm sorry for everything. I gave the guy money to so he can to pay him back at the when I was there, because he came back because his ID was used, and I knew better to give it to anybody else, and and to be used for something that, you know, wasn't right. It was just really cold outside that night, and I found it in a parking lot at the gas station. That's not right to do, and the man got it back, but I apologize to myself to allow me to, and I know that it's not anything I can do about it now. This is where it's at now, so I can only put my hands in God and you and whatever y'all believe should happen. And I'm really whatever happens to me today is what I did and I deserve. So I put it in y'all's hands and God's hands. I'm sorry for that, and I don't know what else. Y'all got me shaky. You know, I can't really talk. My mouth is kind of dry, and y'all really just. And if anything, whatever happens, but I just really, y'all are some really extraordinary people. All y'all lawyers and all y'all judge, y'all are amazing people. and y'all are like Hell's Angels, y'all, not bad way, but the people at the gates of hell, whenever you do bad, y'all send them to.
Oh, you're
y'all
talking
send them
about the
away
four
with
horsemen? Who are you referring to?
Well, I mean, just my angels, you know, what I mean, like my angels that, if people, if they did something bad, I know y'all see through, it, y'all got everybody here that y'all see the same thing every day. And, I
Well,
can't,
what I can tell you is I don't see anybody as criminal. I see everybody as a human being, and I take each case on a case by case basis. All right. So is there anything else you would like to say?
yeah, well, yes, ma'am, every day every day being locked up, I've played this in my mind over again, what I'm gonna say to y'all and everything I can say. And I just, I don't know what to say, but now, but it's a big release for me now that I know that I'm gonna get whatever I get today, and I'm gonna accept that. And it's what I deserve, and I'm very sorry for the victims that the stuff was used. And
All right,
nothing I can-
Mr. Lindsay, here's the problem. This is what I tell a lot of people who come before me. Your criminal history is like a credit report.
Yes, ma'am.
So when people look in your credit, they decide, should I lend you money? Should I not lend you money?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm looking at your criminal history. 1997, failure to identify. 1999, a theft, and you were given deferred adjudication, and then you were revoked. I'm assuming they taught you not to steal, which everybody should know, because everybody in school, you're taught you shouldn't take what doesn't belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's one of the commandments, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then in 2002, burglary of a vehicle, you were sentenced on that. Then 2005, unlawfully carrying of a weapon. And I believe they took all of these cases together because you also had a driving while license invalid. 2006, driving while license invalid. 2010, that was dismissed, driving without insurance. Then you had June 2010, possession of a criminal instrument. 2012, possession of prohibited knuckles. I'm not taking that into consideration because it was dismissed. 2016, driving while license invalid, enhanced. And you received pretrial diversion for that.
What is it, ma'am?
2000, that means that you completed whatever they wanted you to complete, so they dismissed it.
Okay.
And it's not officially a conviction. 2019, theft under $100 enhanced. 2020, you had the possession case, you released on bond. 2022, driving while license invalid, enhanced. Then we go to felonies. You have the burglary of the habitation force in 1999, you were given probation for that, you were revoked, and then you were paroled on that. Then in 2004, we have possession of controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. And then you have a previous forgery of commercial instrument or check from 2006. You were revoked and sentenced to 6 months in the state jail facility, which means they placed you on probation. You didn't do well, you were revoked. So you've been revoked and placed on probation more than once. Then we have theft of a vehicle, sentenced to 10 months in the state jail facility. Then you have theft under $2,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 5 years and you were paroled. Then you have the assault public servant bodily injury in 2013. You were sentenced to 5 years. Then you have, let me see what's here. These were dismissed. Then you have this possession case enhanced as a habitual, and they reduced it. And now we're here for this instant case. So while you're apologizing to tearing pages out of the Bible so you can remember what has been written, let me tell you what the complainant in this case is, what's happening to her. This officer spoke with Annabelle Saldana. She stated that she is unaware of any damages or financial losses she experienced due to this offense and is not asking for restitution. She did know that her license had been stolen because someone used her information to rent a U-Haul in a game system. After reporting her stolen property, she was cleared from any financial responsibility of those charges and is still in the process of having that information removed from her credit. She stated that she does not believe the defendant should be given probation for what he did. She stated that she worked and saved in order to buy her own home, and the defendant's actions damaged her credit. She will be unable to buy a home until she clears this damage for her credit.
Ma'am.
So here's the thing about that. You did your joyride on her credit card or whatever, because you're saying that you needed a place to stay.
No.
And here's the thing.
Fine.
You took her credit. Her credit report is ruined. Whether you took it and gave it to somebody else or whatever happened, her credit is ruined. And guess what? She worked, saved her money so she can buy a house, and now she can't because everybody's looking at her credit report and it's horrible.
Can I say something, ma'am?
Sure.
I picked up the man's ID and I mean, he's bought it at the store with the Annabelle Sedania, a girl that just came in here. Her name was Sherry Cooper. She had the Annabelle Sedania,
Mhm.
and she said she'll write a statement.
Mhm.
But she's the one who she's the one in the video when the cop gave her said, "Are you Annabelle Sedania?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Here, no, you're gonna no. I don't want you to go to jail because she's 7 months pregnant." But that's the girl that did all that other stuff with her ID. I just picked a man's wallet up at the store, but they threw that in there with everything else. And that was Sherry Cooper. And she said she's right now, she's got 7 years probation for the Annabelle Sedania thing.
Mhm.
And then when they bonded me out, they used Annabelle Sedania's ID to bond me out. And I gave it to the detective and told them who used her ID. And I gave them everything that they needed. And she said she write a statement, but she already been to your courtroom and you gave her 7 years
All right.
for probation for it, ma'am.
Is there any other questions for this defendant, state,
None from the state.
defense,
No,
anything else?
Just argument.
All right, the court will hear arguments, state.
Judge, you essentially went over what our argument was. He has a long criminal history. We have victims whose lives have been changed forever by his actions. He's been given multiple opportunities. He's not a good candidate for probation, so we're asking that you deny his application and sentence him to the 6 years.
All right, defense.
And Judge, I would just point out that Mr. Lissy, as you can tell from the PSI, has the equivalent of a 7th grade education, health issues, and probably most obvious mental health issues that at this time appear to be untreated. I have no doubts as to his competency or sanity, but clearly Mr. Lissy suffers from mental health issues, past drug abuse. He did acknowledge his guilt to this fraudulent use case. Mr. Lissy does want me to point out, I guess in a sensitive way, and I know the court did gloss over a large chunk of dismissals in this criminal history that were in the interest of justice. That those cases,
Really talking about.
but that those cases, but I know the court did gloss through those and did not consider those, or is not considering those complete. And looking at the criminal record, we're not denying any of the convictions or the revocations. So all that being said, I do think that the alternative plan for probation, that probation's put into place, substance abuse counseling, mental health counseling, tools, employment. Mr. Lissy does have employment lined up at a car wash that he could benefit, that the community could benefit from the resources that the county has to get him back on the straight path. So we would ask the court to strongly consider Mr. Lissy's application for the probation.
No, I'm just right here in Tampico.
Oh, no, you can say something if you wish to say something.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what I was talking about that.
No, if there's something else you would like to say, you're more than welcome to say it.
Okay, I got an address right here, Tampico, right here, it's right here next to where the jail's at, Haven for Hope. And it's got, and it's right next to it is the, Haven for Hope, so I can get my ID, I can get everything done. I did, after, I mean, all this stuff, I got revoked with probation. And those times, it's whenever I was just on a bad street, and that those on drugs, and it's really just, you know, but now I want to go take medication for the problems. My office they just pump you up on drugs, and you have to get out, and you gotta like try to get back on them. You know, shouldn't they try to, you know, get there and back to Palo Alto, you know, and sad enough, I've been there. I've been to prison, you know, send me to hell, Vernon Health Limits Unit. That's where they taught me, you know, what right and wrong is. So, you know, I really, I'm terrified Tony Nelson, you have Birmingham Simmons unit. And I've had my head beaten in. I'm sorry. David Munoz, the officer, public servant, he saved my life. He took the drugs out of my mouth because I didn't want to go to jail for it. And he beat it out of my mouth and banged his head on the way out of the car. And I understand he saved my life, so bless his heart. Annabelle Sedania, I'm sorry. I can give her, give the 5 people a whole rundown of the girl, where she used her stuff at, and get her back on track if I can. Sherry Cooper said she because she's on probation, you gave her probation for it recently, and she said that she will write a statement saying that, that I did take the ID when the officer said, was this Annabelle Stein? She said, yes. I said, no, it's not her. I didn't want to go to jail. She's 7 months pregnant. She did have a baby, and she named the baby after me for doing it, so that she didn't have her baby in jail. And I'm and all the dismissals, I've worked with the people and they got my cases dismissed. It's really something I can't say, but I'm gonna say it anyways, because I don't want to go to prison. I really don't want to go to prison. And I got another address right here. In Medina, in Medina, and I got the address and the phone number. You can call her. It's right here. I have the address.
All right, Mr. DeLisi, before we even consider those addresses, it would
Oh, I'm
have
sorry.
to result in me placing you on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to place you on probation. You bargained for 6 years with the state. I'm going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine, time and money run concurrent, taking consideration 2022 CR 2713, showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And in your sentencing, Mr. Lissy, I took into consideration what you said, what your attorney said, what the state has said, and what I read in the PSI report. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
In a tense courtroom, Joey Lee Lucy stands before the judge, visibly shaken, his voice trembling as he tries to explain his actions. He admits he found someone's ID in a parking lot and made the terrible decision to pass it along, knowing it could be used for something wrong. What followed would change another person's life. The victim's identity was used fraudulently, damaging her credit and delaying her dream of owning a home. While Joey apologizes repeatedly, saying he's sorry and placing his fate in God's hands, the court isn't convinced. The judge listens carefully, but doesn't ignore the past. A criminal history stretching over 2 decades reveals a pattern: thefts, drugs, probation violations, and missed chances. Your history is like a credit report, the judge explains, and yours shows repeated failure. The defense pleads for leniency, pointing to mental health struggles and drug addiction, asking for probation and treatment. But the prosecution argues enough chances have already been given. In the end, the judge makes it clear this is the consequence of repeated choices. Joey is sentenced to 4 years in prison, a final reminder that actions always catch up.